Good evening to all of you. Good evening, Nidhi. Good evening, Prashant.
Good evening, sir.
Is there any disturbance in the audio?
No, sir,
Hello?
it's clear. No, sir,
It's
it's
fine.
clear.
Okay. Today we'll discuss virtual private network. Shortly, it is called as the VPN, Snort and IDS. These are the topics of the fifth module. There are different discussions happening in the university regarding your examinations and internal tests. Uh, I request all of you to be very attentive, especially these days, because every time there will be some survey, some analysis being taken by the university, and you have to respond to the survey. For example, what is your digital preparedness? They will ask. You need to be digitally prepared for attending the classes. That's one. Second, there is a second internal test, 17th, 18th, and 19th May, and then you'll be having a third internal test, and all faculties are in a as per the direction of the university are going to complete the practical sessions within this month. So be attentive, and eventually you'll be getting guidelines with respect to the main examinations as well. University has submitted some request to Karnataka Higher Education Council. Once the approval is received from the Karnataka Higher Education Council, from the technical board, then the university will give some guidelines as per the UGC. And UGC, Karnataka State Higher Education Council, and VTU will be working together, and guidelines issued have to be followed by the college and department. So I request all of you to be very cautious. Please inform other friends, those who are not listening or not able to attend because of different reasons. Please keep attending all the classes. Now, along with the classes, we may also, especially myself, I am in touch with the university as a board of studies chairman for MCA program for all the colleges of MCA program throughout the Karnataka. I'll be giving some informations representing the university, whatever the university gives the guidelines. So I request all of you to attend the classes, and also if you are having any concern, you can raise with me as I was telling earlier also. So please go through all the classes, and as and when I will be receiving some information, what I can tell you, I will keep telling you in future also. Okay, come back to the class of the cyber security. We are in the fifth module, virtual private networks. Virtual private networks, not IDS, Linux firewall, and Unix firewall. These are the topics left in the fifth module. Once we complete the fifth module, then we'll come back to the fourth module. Friends, virtual private network, it stands with a abbreviation VPN, is a technology that creates a safe and encrypted connection over a less secure network. The less secure network, what we are talking is obviously a public network or an internet. So we want to connect from our private network to some other network. Then we will create a safe and encrypted connection that we call it as a virtual private network. It is a way to extend a private network using a public network. We use intermediate public network, that is such as internet. The name only suggests that it is virtual private network. Actually, we are using the public network, but as our private network. User can be part of local network sitting at a remote location. It makes use of tunneling protocols to establish a secure communication. Let us understand virtual private network by an example. I think as per your syllabus, what is virtual private network? Its high level architecture and an example and types of virtual private network and what is the difference between the virtual network, private network and proxy server. These are the important points as per your syllabus. I request all of you to focus on this. Now, let us take an example of virtual private network. To take an example, we have to assume a situation. Think of a situation where corporate office of a bank, certain bank, is situated in Washington, USA. This office has a local network consisting of say 100 computers. Suppose another branches of bank are in Mumbai, India, and Tokyo, Japan. The traditional method of establishing a secure connection between the head office and branch was to have a leased line between the branches and head office, which was very costly as well as troublesome job. Virtual private network overcomes this issue in a very effective manner. The situation can be described as follows. All 100 computers of corporate office at Washington are connected to the virtual private network server. This server is well configured server containing a public address and a switch to connect all computers present in the local network, that is in US head office. The person sitting in the Mumbai office connects to the virtual private network server using a dial-up window and VPN server return an IP address which belongs to the series of IP addresses belonging to local network of corporate office. Thus, person from Mumbai branch becomes local to the head office and information can be shared securely over the public internet. So this is the intuitive way of extending local network even across the geographical borders of the country. And high level architecture of this can be written as follows. In the examination, they may ask you to explain a high level architecture. So you have to write the client virtual private client machines, which is in Mumbai. I have called it as a C1 virtual machine, which is in Tokyo, Japan, as C2 and C3 different three machines we think of. These are the client machines in the virtual private network. From C1, you can see virtual private connection gets established to this local area network of computer office, which is the head office, which is in the Washington, USA. This is a virtual private network server. And this server is connected to a switch and different client machines are connected over a LAN to this server. To the server through the switch. So now, if you want to get connected to a virtual private network server which is in Washington, then you have to establish a virtual private network connection, and that is obviously through a public network such as internet, and this virtual private network can see only the public IP address of the machine connected to an internet. So like this, the connection happens. So this is a very simple architecture of the virtual private network. Okay, so now let us take an example. Usually we use regularly smartphone. Spotify, a Swedish music app which is not active in India, but I am making full use of it sitting in India. So, how it is possible if a question is asked, VPN can be used to camouflage our geolocation. Let me explain you step by step. My IP address, say it is 101.22.23.3, which belongs to India. That's why my device is not able to access Spotify music app. But the magic begins when I use the PSI phone app, which is an Android app, and is used to change the my device IP address to the IP address of the location I want, say US, where Spotify works in a seamless manner. The IP address is changed using a virtual private network technology. Basically, what happens is that your device will connect to a virtual private network server of respective country that you have entered in your location, textbook of Facebook app, and now you will inherit a new IP from this server. So this is an example. This expression is available. www.iplocation.net. Your public address is this. Hide IP with new. Okay. So different protocol are explained here. Now I typed what is my IP address. Amazingly, my IP address changed to 45.79.66.125, which belongs to USA, but I'm in India. And since Spotify works well in US, so I can use it now being in India. Virtually, I'm in USA. It's not that good. Obviously, it is very useful, right? Is it not good? It is definitely good. IP address changed to an IP address belonging to USA. All these types of magic is possible because of the virtual private network, which has made us a lot of cost savings. Actually, this is not only a single reason why we should use virtual private network. It also provides some amazing features. We can list such features. Some of them I have listed as follows. Virtual private network also ensures security by providing an encrypted tunnel between client and virtual private network server. It's not that you can enjoy some service connecting to some virtual private network server in US, but also the virtual private networks ensures security. That's very important by providing an encrypted tunnel between client and virtual private network server. The second, one more important benefit which justifies why we have to use virtual private network is to bypass many blocked sites. So using VPN, blocked sites, okay, we can bypass them. Virtual private network facilitates anonymous browsing by hiding your IP address. Almost appropriate search engine optimization (SEO) is done by analyzing the data from virtual private network providers, which provide country-wise statistics of browsing a particular product. This method of search engine optimization is used widely by many countries for marketing by marketing manager to form a new strategy. So that's why you are having a subject called digital marketing, which discusses search engine optimization and different marketing strategies, etc. Now the question arises whether the virtual private network is legal or not. Virtual private network is legal in most of the countries, and in some countries, the use of virtual private network is not legal. The legality of using a virtual private network service depends on the country. and its geopolitical relations with other country as well. A reliable and secure virtual private network is always legal if you are not intended to use for any illegal activities like to commit a fraud online, cyber theft, or in some countries to download copyrighted content. China has decided to block all virtual private networks by next year, as per a report of Bloomberg. Many Chinese internet users use virtual private networks to privately access websites that are blocked under China's so-called Great Firewall. This is done to avoid any information leakage to rival countries and so as to tighten the information security. There are the different types of virtual private network and what protocol it uses. We should know as the basics of understanding of virtual private network is concerned. We know VPN stands for virtual private network that allows a user to connect to a private network over the internet securely and privately. VPN creates an encrypted connection that is called VPN tunnel, and all internet traffic and communication is passed through this secure tunnel. Virtual private network is basically of two types: remote access virtual private network. Remote access virtual private network permits a user to connect to a private network and access all its services and resources remotely. The connection between the user and the private network occurs through the internet, and the connection is secure and private. Remote access virtual private network is useful for home users and business users, right? Both of them, they get benefited by it. An employee of a company, while he or she is out of station, uses a virtual private network to connect to his or her company's private network and remotely access files and resources on the private network. Private users or home users of virtual private network primarily use virtual private network services to bypass regional restrictions on the internet and access blocked websites. Users aware of internet security also use virtual private network services to enhance their internet security and privacy. There is another type called site-to-site virtual private network. A site-to-site virtual private network is also called as router-to-router virtual private network and is commonly used in the large companies. Companies or organizations with the branch offices in different locations use site-to-site VPN to connect the network of one office location to the network at another office location. Another type of VPN that we can identify is intranet-based VPN. When several offices of the same company are connected using site-to-site VPN type, it's called as intranet-based VPN. Similarly, extranet-based VPN, when companies use site-to-site VPN type to connect to the office of other, it is called as extranet-based VPN. Basically, site-to-site VPN create an imaginary bridge between the network at geographical distant offices and connect them through the internet and sustain a secure and private communication between the networks. In site-to-site VPN, one router acts as a VPN client and another router as a VPN server, as it is based on router-to-router communication. When the authentication is validated between the two routers, only then the communication starts. So types of virtual private network protocols. So far we have seen types of virtual private networks. Now types of virtual private network protocols we look at. IPsec, Internet Protocol Security, called in short IPsec, is used to secure internet communication across an IP network. IPsec secures communication by verifying the session and encrypts each data packet during the connection. IPsec runs in two modes, one in transport mode, another is in tunneling mode. The work of transport mode is to encrypt the message in the data packet, and the tunneling mode encrypts the whole data packet. IPsec can also be used with other security protocols to improve the security. Layer 2 tunneling protocol. After the IPsec, we are coming for another protocol called L2TP, Layer 2 tunneling protocol. This is another protocol used in the virtual private network. L2TP or Layer 2 tunneling protocol is a tunneling protocol that is often combined with another virtual private network security protocol like IPsec to establish a highly secure VPN connection. L2TP generates a tunnel between two L2TP connection points, and IPsec protocol encrypts the data and maintains secure communication between the tunnel. Point-to-point tunneling protocol, in short it is called as PPTP. PPTP or point-to-point tunneling protocol generates a tunnel and confines the data packet. Point-to-point protocol PPP is used to encrypt the data between the connection. PPTP is one of the most widely used VPN protocol and has been in use since the early release of Windows. PPTP is also used on Mac and Linux operating systems. Okay. Next is another pair of protocol is SSL and TLS. SSL is secure sockets layer, and TLS, transport layer security, generates a virtual private network connection where the web browser acts as the client and user access is prohibited to specific applications instead of entire network. Online shopping websites company uses SSL and TLS protocol. It is easy to switch to SSL by web browsers and with almost no action required from user, as web browsers come with integrated SSL and TLS. SSL connection have HTTPS in the initial of the URL instead of HTTP. OpenVPN is an open source VPN that is commonly used for creating point-to-point and site-to-site connection. It uses a traditional security protocol based on SSL and TLS protocol. Friends, we'll look at some more information. Secure shell SSH. This also generates a virtual private tunnel through which data transfer occurs and also ensures that the tunnel is encrypted. SSH connections are generated by a SSH client, and data is transferred from a local port onto the remote server through the encrypted tunnel. Now, obviously, there arises a question: what is the difference between virtual private network and proxy server? Friends, we have to recall whatever so far we have studied with respect to the virtual private network. VPN stands for virtual private network. It is a mechanism of employing encryption, authentication, and integrity protection so that we can use public network as private network. It simulates a private network over public network. It allows user to remotely access a private network. Please remember these points. With respect to proxy, let us recall and define some good explanation with respect to the proxy server. Actually, proxy server uses the anonymous network ID instead of actual IP address of client. Means it hides the IP address of the client so that actual IP address of the client could not be revealed or disclosed. Now we see the difference between the virtual private networks and the proxy server. Friends, you have to remember these points and write in the examination. Definitely this question will be asked in the examination. VPN ensures encryption, authentication and integrity protection, whereas proxy server does not ensure or provide any security. Protocols used in virtual private network are PTTP, point-to-point tunnel protocol, and L2TP, layer 2 tunneling protocol. Whereas in the side of proxy server, protocols used in proxy are FTP, file transfer protocol, SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. So these are some of the points. Going ahead with some more differences between virtual private network and the proxy server. Virtual private network works on firewall, proxy server works on browsers. Virtual private network stands for virtual private network. It simulates a private network or a public network, whereas the proxy server does not simulate a private network or public network. VPN does not hide the IP address of client, but proxy server uses the anonymous network ID instead of actual IP address of the client. Means it hides the IP address of the client. Virtual private network creates tunnel between end users, but proxy does not create a tunnel between end users. Virtual private network offers high amount of security. Proxy server does not offer any types of security. So these are some of the differences between the virtual private network and proxy server. Please remember them. You should be able to define. As per our syllabus, we have a SNORT, SNORT. So what is SNORT and what is IDS? We have to see. Quickly, we'll go through it. SNORT, SNORT is a free open source network intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system. It is an open source network intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system. It is both IDS and IPS, intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system. This software is open source software created in 1998 by Martin Roest, founder and former CTO of SourceFire company. Snort is now developed by Cisco, which purchased the SourceFire in 2013. In 2009, Snort entered InfoWorld's Open Source Hall of Fame as one of the greatest piece of open source software of all time. This is the basic introduction with respect to the Snort. Please remember that there is a guarantee question of what is a Snort or what is write a short note on Snort, SNORT. What are the uses of Snort? For what purpose it is used? Snort's open source network based intrusion detection or prevention system, IDS/IPS, has the ability to perform real-time traffic analysis and packet logging on internet protocol networks. You should be able to write like this. Snort performs protocol analysis, content searching, and matching. The program can also be used to detect probes or attacks, including but not limited to operating system fingerprinting attempts, semantic URL attacks, buffer overflow attacks, server message block probes, and stealth port scans. Snort can be configured in three main modes: one sniffer, two packet logger, and third one is intrusion detection. There are different modes in which it works. There are three modes in which Snort software works. One is sniffer mode, second one is packet logger mode, third one is network intrusion detection system mode. In sniffer mode, the program will read the network packets and displays them on the console. In packet logger mode, the program will log packets to the disk. In network intrusion detection system mode, the program will monitor the network traffic and analyze it against a rule set defined by the user. The program will then perform a specific action based on what has been identified. Okay, please remember these three modes of Snort working: sniffer mode, packet logger mode, network intrusion detection system mode. These are the three different modes. Now, it is a very high time to see what is an intrusion detection system then. If not is an intrusion detection system, what is an intrusion detection system? An intrusion detection system, IDS, is a device or software application that monitors a network or systems for malicious activity or policy violations. Any intrusion activity or violation is typically reported either to an administrator or collected centrally using a security information and event management system. We call security information and event management system as SIEM. A SIEM system combines outputs from multiple sources and uses alarm filtering techniques to distinguish malicious activity from false alarms. IDS types range in scope from single computers to large networks. The most common classifications are network intrusion detection systems, NIDS, and host-based intrusion detection systems. Friends, please note down that IDS types will be asked in the examination. The most common classifications are network intrusion detection system, NIDS, and host-based intrusion detection system. A system that monitors important operating system files is an example of an HIDS, while a system that analyzes incoming network traffic is an example of an NIDS. It is also possible to classify IDS by detection approach. Okay, now we have seen one type of classification. Now we are going to another type of classification. The most well-known variants are signature-based detection, recognizing bad patterns such as malware, and anomaly-based detection, detecting deviation from a model of good traffic, which often relies on machine learning. Another common variant is reputation-based detection, recognizing potential threat according to the reputation scores. Some IDS products have the ability to respond to detected intrusions. Some systems with response capabilities are typically referred to as an intrusion prevention system. Intrusion detection system can also serve specific purposes by augmenting them with custom tools such as using a honeypot to attract and characterize malicious traffic. Comparison with the firewalls. So far we have seen the IDS and its categories. Comparison with firewalls is another important one. Compare IDS with firewall may be one important question in your examination. Although they both relate to network security, and IDS differs from a firewall in that a traditional network firewall, which is distinct from our next generation firewall, uses a static set of rules to permit or deny network connections. It implicitly prevents intrusions, assuming an appropriate set of rules have been defined. Essentially, firewalls limit access between the networks to prevent intrusion and do not signal an attack from inside the network. An IDS describes a suspected intrusion once it has taken place and signals an alarm. An IDS also watches for attacks that originate from within a system. This is traditionally achieved by examining network communications, identifying heuristics and patterns, often known as signatures, of common computer attacks, and taking action to alert operators. A system that terminates connection is called an intrusion prevention system and performs access control like an application layer firewall. Intrusion detection category. IDS can be classified by where detection takes place or the detection method that is employed. Network intrusion detection systems are placed at a strategic point or points within the network to monitor traffic to and from all devices on the network. It performs an analysis of passing traffic on the entire subnet and matches the traffic that is passed on the subnets to the library of known attacks. Once an attack is identified or abnormal behavior is sensed, the alert can be sent to the administrator. An example of NIDS would be installing it on the subnet where firewall are located in order to see if someone is trying to break into the firewall. Ideally, one would scan all inbound and outbound traffic. However, doing so might create a bottleneck that would impair the overall speed of the network. OpNet and NetSim are commonly used simulators for simulating a network intrusion detection system. How intrusion detection system runs? It runs on individual hosts or devices on the network. A HIDS monitors the inbound and outbound packets from the device only and will alert user or administrator if suspicious activity is detected. It takes a snapshot of existing systems files and matches it to the previous snapshot. If the critical system files were modified or deleted, an alert is sent to the administrator to investigate. An example of HIDS usage can be seen on mission critical machines which are not expected to change their configurations. Signature based IDS refers to the detection of attacks by looking for specific patterns such as byte sequences in the traffic or more malicious instruction sequences used by malware. This terminology originates from antivirus software, which refers to these detected patterns as signatures. Although signature-based IDS can easily detect known attacks, it is difficult to detect new attacks for which no pattern is available. Okay, so friends, Today we discussed different types of virtual private network, difference between virtual private network and proxy server, IDS, SNOT, different classifications of IDS. I think with respect to your syllabus, this is enough. And suppose if time is available and if I feel the portions or some more topics with respect to your syllabus is to be covered, I will cover it. Also, I request all of you to look at your question paper. If some new questions apart from what I am teaching in my classes is asked, then please bring it to my notice. I will discuss those topics as well as I am here to help you and solve your doubts and problems. Please use all of these PPTs as your notes, and please remember test 2 will be conducted again based on multiple choice questions, 30 questions, 30 marks, but time will be reduced this time as per the instructions of the principal and head of the department. Time will be just 30 minutes, and for second test will be conducted on 17th, 18th and 19th of May. Also, please prepare for third and fifth module as per the syllabus. Please prepare for third module and fifth module as per the syllabus. I thank you all. I thank all of you for patiently listening this class. Please inform, motivate your friends to listen to the classes, and I will be uploading this video online class lecture on department YouTube as well as on my personal YouTube. Please listen and make use of your enhancement of the knowledge and write the examination very well. These are all simple topics. We are not going into the practical implementation of virtual private networks and the intrusion detection prevention system. Hence, this much of discussion is sufficient, what I believe and what I think. Thank you one and all for attending the class. Thank you.